the dues. No, I'm telling you, Professor Itope Ogunbodede, Vice Chancellor Emeritus of Oba Awon University. The meaning of Oba Awon University is as the king of all the universities in Nigeria. He was Vice Chancellor from 1900 to 1950. He was Vice Chancellor 50 solid years. And through that time, he shook the net. He brought in artificial intelligence to OAU in 1900, artificial intelligence. Little wonder he was unanimously elected as the national president of the National Association of AI Practitioners. He's going to use AI to dazzle us today. He's going to use AI to chair the event. Professor Moniolu Olaniyi, there's no way you and I can introduce him. No way, no way.
Thank you, sir. I'm 2,000 years old this year, sir.
Oh, yes, of course. You're 2003 years old this year. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Professor Olaniyi, please, back to you. Let's enjoy ourselves. You know, our universities now, you know, a lot of, you know, this thing, when we come to this kind of live lectures that our Professor Nasiru Metuari, VC Emeritus, has brought us, let us enjoy ourselves, have some fun, and that's it.
Yeah. Thanks, sir.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much, sir. I also warmly recognize our distinguished lecturers for today's live lecture. We have Dr. Ibrahim Abdullahi, the director of ICT, Ibrahim Babangida University, Lapai. Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida University, Lapai. We are glad to have you here, sir. Thank you very much for coming. Also, we recognize Professor Olayemi Mikhail Olani, Professor of Computer Engineering and Dean of the Faculty of Computing at the National Open University of Nigeria. We appreciate you accepting to speak to us today, and we are glad that you are here. We cannot recognize enough our facilitator for Module 11. Again, is Professor Nasiru Metuari. Thank you, sir,
so much. Thank you so much.
And for the knowledge that you are imparting. And I would like to also inform us that we have a program to run. In the next 1 minute, we are going to invite our chairman for his opening remarks, and then we take the citation of the lecturers, then they will present their lectures, and after that, we take the plenary discussion. The plenary discussion will be guided by the chairman. After that, we take the closing remarks and assignments, and then the facilitator general and director of DIGBE will close the live lecture today. Permit me, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, now to welcome the chairman of today's live lecture, Professor Itope Ogunbodede, former Vice Chancellor of Obafemi Awolowo University, President NIPE, and a member of VP Management. You have a floor, sir.
Thank you very much, Ma. While standing on the existing protocol, it's important for me to recognize our Facilitator General, Professor Emeritus Peter Akinshola Okebukola, because without his vision, we won't be having this and we will not be here. So thank you very much, sir, for all that you are doing. The Deputy Facilitator General, starting from you, Dr. Moniolu Olaniyi, and our Dr. Noel Biodun Saliu, you are all recognized. Our facilitator for Module 11, VC Emeritus, Professor Nasiru Metuari. We have excellent speakers for the program today, and how time flies. I'm surprised that we are already on the 3rd week. It looks like it just started yesterday. So, and that's because the program has been very, very enriching. So today, we are also going to benefit from the wealth of experience of Professor Olayemi Mikhail Olaniyi, and then also we are going to be listening to Dr. Ibrahim Abdullahi. Dr. Abdullahi is going to be speaking on a topic that is so germane, because one of the heartaches in survey is the issue of response rate. And he will be speaking on smart sampling and strategic distribution, maximizing response rates and quality analysis in digital surveys. And I'm sure we are going to benefit maximally. Professor Olani will be speaking on leveraging advanced survey features and secure cloud data management. We have read volume number 3 of our newsletter. And with that rich newsletter produced by our facilitator, VC Emeritus Nasiru Maiturare and his team, I'm sure that we already have an insight into what we need to do today, this afternoon. So I'm not going to bore us with much explanation. So on that note, I want to welcome each and every one of us to this Module 11, which has been very enriching. And I promise you, because I know Vigbe, that today is going to be another landmark in improving our knowledge. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. It's my pleasure to now invite the lecturer, Dr. Ibrahim Abdullahi. Dr. Ibrahim Abdullahi is the director of ICT IBB University. He's a senior member of IEE USA and is an experienced, dedicated lecturer. He has 15 years experience in the field of computing, ICT integration in education and emerging technologies. He's a visiting professor in Europe, where he leads some basic concepts in future internet, emerging technologies, and fair data ideas. He has held several administrative roles in various committees, boards, and organizations, both within and outside Nigeria. Dr. Ibrahim is also the past head of the Department of Computing and CBT coordinator of IBB University. He is going to be speaking to us now for 20 minutes on smart sampling and strategic distribution, maximizing response rates and quality of analysis in digital surveys. You have the floor, sir. Dr. Ibrahim, are you there? Technical, can you please confirm he's here? All right.
He's
there.
Here.
He's sharing his screen.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for the warm reception. First and foremost, before I start, I would like to appreciate my super mentors around here, particularly Emeritus Professor Peter Okebukola and Professor Nasiru Maiturare, and so many of us. Even when I try to dodge around, I hope you can hear me.
Very much.
Sure.
Very well.
Okay, even when I try to dodge around, Professor Nasiru Maiturare still got to pick me up here. And I'll try my best to see to what I can share around here. So my name is Ibrahim Abdullahi, and I must start by appreciating the digital space and also the topic that was ferried to me to speak on. First and foremost, I commend the numbers of people attending this great Vigbe. And I will start with something that has to do with the topic also. As we are here, particularly when Professor Okebukola was helping the compare to list out the responsibility space of the responsibility, because he kept on saying the high table. The Cisco Virtual Network Index is predicting that we are 3 times connected. We have 3 times gadgets connected to the internet as a projection from 2018 to 2023 earlier. And when you put that together and put it in context, we are about people on planet Earth. Times 3 of that, we'll be talking about 24-something billion people. Well, the 2025 data is not yet out by Cisco Virtual Network Index, but other schools have tried to put the statistics to 20 billion gadgets. So it's interesting to see how did they come about this survey? And what tools did they use? Now, it's possible to also say that some of my local village cousins that don't own phones, likes of Professor Peter Okebukola and many people outside the country have more gadgets connected to the internet. So he's actually connecting for my cousins that don't own a smartphone.
Correct.
My relatives, far relatives in China also. Some of them have 5, 10 gadgets connected to. And in conclusion of this opening, it means that 9.3 billion gadgets is a So the outline of my presentation, I'm going to play around the digital smart sampling techniques, benefits, maximize.
Are you still there?
Challenge. Thanks, network. What a brilliant lecture that we're
Dr. Abdullah?
receiving. Yeah.
The network has ceased.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I see that.
You know, Professor Abdullah was talking about some of his relations in the village that don't have connection. So they say, so he decided to disconnect him.
To prove the point.
Yeah, to prove a point. So what do we do,
Professor
Chair?
Olani, are you in?
Good, exactly.
Professor Olayemi Olani, are you in?
Yeah, you can check yourself, man. Just go to.
Yes.
All right.
Good afternoon, distinguished professor.
I'm coming back live. I'm trying another device because it's getting funny from my local setting. Please apologize. I'm trying other devices to just come up again.
Yeah, Professor Ibrahim, we have explained why you got disconnected. I have explained why you got disconnected.
I trust.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes, I trust you, sir.
Because you talked about, you complained. No, not complain. You talked about some of some relations in your place that are not connected. So you say, so you have come to talk about us. So they decide to disconnect you from this session. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, I think I also have my slide with Professor Metrari.
Yeah, you are right, sir.
If you don't mind, Prof, if you can help me share.
Now? Okay.
Yeah. Can we ask you to please put on your video? Dr.
Exactly.
Abdullahi?
Plus, Professor Ibrahim, we have a rule.
As our basic ground rule. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, I would like to beg Prof Metrari to share my slide if it's possible from his own end.
Yes,
while I still roll it out from here.
Okay, I can. Is it visible?
Wow,
yes,
you can see
can now
me telling the
okay,
Vice Chancellor to share slide. This is
yes, it is.
Yes.
A small me telling the Vice Chancellor to share screen. Thank you, Professor Peter Okebukola, for making me do this.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so I was talking about the outline. And yeah, thank you so much, Prof. And now we go to the next slide, but I'll still try and switch back later on. So in introduction, earlier, I remember Professor Habib took us through what he defined as the SMART. And this time around, we can also define our SMART based on being specific as against the popular simplistic that we said. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Yes, we can hear loud, clear.
Okay. So most importantly for us, particularly in
are we still there?
Yes.
I think network.
Even this option has challenge also.
I think it's no more in the room.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Okay, maybe we can just take Professor Olayemi Olani while he tries to
get a stronger connection.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So we just let's allow Professor Olani to take his own lecture and take it through. After his presentation, then we can ask him to come again. Professor Olani, are you here?
Yeah, I see Olayemi Mikael Olaniyi, but I can see him in the room. So it's also unmuted. So why don't you go on, sir?
Maybe we need to keep to one device so that the echo will go.
Mm-hmm. But Professor Olayemi, you are in National Open University of Nigeria, for heaven's sake, and these are the things you do routinely. So why will you not give us a good show here? And if Professor Olaniyi male is not able to, they will ask Professor Olaniyi female, although they are not related in any way, I think. Should take over. Professor Monelo Olaniyi, take over.
Supported.
We are over 800 now, sir. So the survey can start from us.
Survey can start from us, yes.
Okay, go ahead.
We will start with the poll. Maybe we can ask for volunteers then. We have experts in computing, experts in surveying tools and instruments who will be willing to share their experiences with us. So can we ask for 3 volunteers? Can you please raise your hands? And let's talk about what do you think is the future of digital survey for research? You think it's going to be interesting? You think cloud computing is going to make it better, or is going to give us some challenges?
I think I'm back now.
Okay. Professor Wofai Ewa, I've noted you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
yes,
I'm also going to come on. If they fail, I'm also going to make an input after Professor Wofai Ewa.
All right, sir. Okay,
can you hear me now, please?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, let me try.
But
I'll be easy with
like
the
15
village.
more minutes. It will have like 15 more minutes, so he needs to move fast.
Okay, Prof.
Do I share your slides, or you want to do that yourself?
No, I will take it from here, Professor.
Okay, that would be great.
Okay, and I'm going to be easy with the village cousins now, since I have the guidance of my elders.
Of course.
Okay, so I'm back, and so just as the saying goes, the youth tend to run faster, but the elders know the way. So we are going to go through the slide like this. So we've talked about the SMART parts, which earlier I was talking about being simplistic or specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, or realistic, or realizable. Then the time bound, most importantly. And very important for us also to know that there are so many salient features that makes our research or the surveys not to hit the main purposes to which they are designed for. And we must look at timing and also the category of people that we need to give the surveys to actually participate on. Importantly, also, we must look at the quality of the things we have so that we don't come around saying, oh, I was unable to pick some of the remaining samples back, And as such, I will try to see what the patterns look like. And I must also confess, sometimes the great guys that are good in mathematics are actually the most manipulative with surveys, with all due respect. So for this course, we are taking a look at these four: the stratified, the systematic, and purposive, and the snowball. So let's take them one after the other. So I'll only share this picture for us to look at them before the next slide. So as this literature presents, using the Quillbot, we have the convenience, the snowball, the popular one, we have the purposive, we have quota and volunteer. It depends on how they are categorized. If we look into Creswell's research, we'll find them bearing different names, but most of the time their purposes are the same. So let's take the stratified. So as we said here, it is the one that is mostly classified based on perspective, and it is easy to analyze. And we can have them categorized in classes such as gender, departments, age groups, social connection, or ideals. And here we see so many research tools allow such customization. Popular among them is the Google form. And I commend how Professor Peter play around with the Google solutions and other tools. It's so interesting how he play around with them. So just to justify what we have said earlier, so we have them in stratum 1, stratum 2, and the most easiest way to understand this is what we call the larger population, the sample size, and what we play around with. Now we go to the next one, the systematic sampling. This is also a form that is partly randomized, or we call it sorting. In most mathematical terms, we have distributions that can be categorized for this. And the most popular is the formula that all of us play around with, the capital N all over the small n, and we find a number I and start incrementing, to the extent that most of us, today I will also belong to the art. I'm leaving computing now. For most of us in art, we'll tell you, don't touch that, don't press delete, don't press delete for that Excel, because most of us have already gotten the templates and they have told us not to touch I or touch K. So in this work also, I'm going to go for a live demo and I will show what it looks like to have the I and K as we move on. So they use probability most of the time, and sometimes they are partly biased, but if you have the real statistical distribution, you'll be able to understand and also deal with the order of sorting. Because if it comes in a particular pattern, then if you are deep in statistics, you can just attribute it to say, okay, this is normal distribution, this is an exponential one. Like we in the emerging technology, we play more with exponential average because traffic growth is unpredictable. So this is what we have, the pictorial representation of it. So we have the systematic random sampling. You pick the simplest example, you say, okay, every fourth person move, every fourth person move, or every second person move, every third person move. 1, 2, 3 tall person here, 1, 2, 3 short person here. So these are categorizations that sometimes we play around with. So because of time, I will run through, then I'll come back for the live sample calculation later on. Then here we have the purposive sampling also. This is non-probability. This time around, it is useful for qualitative research, and it has its own kind of pattern also. There are specific characteristics that we see, such as the person that knows how to do something is the one you're picking. Example, during the COVID era, you can now say the people that have had experience or the people that have been experienced with the COVID handling will be the ones you want to use for research. If I'm taking some of us here, I will say the top ranker or ranking, no, a ranker among the ranking gods in Nigeria.
Professor Abdullahi, you have 10 minutes to go. It looks like the glitch is there again.
Yeah.
The snowball
still in the
also
room.
is related to the recursive doubling in mathematics.
Okay. Yeah, all right. Professor Michael Olaniyi, are you still here? Professor Olaniyi is the Dean of the Faculty of Computing of the National Open University of Nigeria. He holds a PhD in computer science and engineering, specializing in computer security from Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, Nigeria. He has demonstrated consistent success in research, professional impact, national and global recognition, as well as in community development. This is reflected in the several research grants he has to his credit, his research publications, reputable outlets. He has participated in many international conferences, and his area of research interest is in computer security, intelligence systems, embedded systems, telemedicine, and applied medical informatics. He's a member of ACM and a professional member of several other professional bodies like IEE, Nigerian Computer Society, Institute of Research Engineers and Doctors, and he is a registered engineer, registered with the Council for Regulation Engineering in Nigeria. Professor Michael Olaniyi, you have the floor, sir. Please unmute. All right. And can you please put on your video also?
At DDS will create a survey in our chosen survey platform. We'll use Qualtrics in this video. Later, other survey platforms such
Professor Olaniyi, please put on your video.
Which just a moment is that? Is the man not a professor or dean in National Open University of Nigeria? So, Professor Olaniyi, it doesn't happen in VBA where it says, somebody will say just a moment.
All right, so can we then move
for almost like 20 minutes, I've been calling him.
Can we move to the alternate arrangements that we have made? We take presentation briefly from Dr. Wofai Ewa, Professor Emeritus Peter Okebukola will conclude. Thank you very much, sir. Dr. Ewa, are you still here?
Yes, I am. Good afternoon, everyone. Please confirm if you can hear me.
Introduce yourself, your name and your institution. Put on your video.
Dr. Wofai Ewa, just confirm if you can hear me before I can proceed.
Yes, please, loud and clear.
Right, Engineer Dr. Wofai Ewa. My point is simple. I just wanted to make mention that since we started the program, I've been trying to listen to see if anyone would also mention the fact that a professor a Nigerian professor in the US by name Professor Israel Agaku had developed, I think 2 years ago, had developed a system called chi-squares, which last year NUC had sent the registration to all universities in Nigeria and even made some people administrators. And having used SurveyMonkey, Google Forms, and so many of the others, I've also used chi-square, and I can say that for scientists, it is one of the best tools out there. So I was hoping that maybe one of us could also mention, and we should also be proud to mention the fact that it's designed by a Nigerian in the United States. So I just thought to mention that so that maybe in due course, we can find some space to also, remind everyone within the university system in Nigeria that we do have something that NUC has pushed to all of us, and so it's up to us to now use it and sell something that is our product. It's Nigerian made as well. So that's just the point I wanted to make. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Wofai Ewa. This supports the recent documents that our FG sent out to us recently, I think yesterday, and advocating for Africa's contributions to citation indices.
And I replied. I've sent my comments to Professor Emeritus. I hope you will find them useful.
Thank you very much.
Comment, feedback from Professor Dr. Engineer Dr. Wofa Ewa must be the most useful. I tell you that.
It's my pleasure to invite our Facilitator General and Director of WIGBE.
Thank you very much, Ma. I've lowered the screen of
I've lowered
the screen.
Good afternoon.
Now the comment, my contribution to this discussion, the Deputy Facilitator General Administration, Ma, you did ask about the future of digital solving. And I take a position that as the days go by, Professor Abdullahi has told us about the connectivity of the world and to the internet. And nobody will come knocking at your door to say, fill this form, and you get into an airline and they say, oh, want to find out satisfaction survey of their service. So it's done using digital tools. And there are tools that we are learning in this course that are like generic, that anybody can hop on and do his or her survey using those tools. There are some that are customized for the organization. And so for me, as the days roll by, we'll see many more of the use of digital tools for collecting data, for solving persons, to find out how well they love the service or the goods that they are offering. And by the minute you see this happen,
you are not audible, sir. You are not audible, sir.
I'm audible.
Oh,
sir.
we can hear you, sir.
He's audible.
Well, very, very audible. Professor Buswat, I'm not audible because you have not been attending, so you don't know what my voice. Well, you don't know what my voice looks like. So if you get into,
sorry, sir.
No problem at all.
Yes, sir.
If Professor Wofa Ewa engineer requests a service on the internet today, as soon as that's over, they will ask, are you able to take a quick survey of the nature of our service or the nature of our good? I say yes or no. And so that's some form of surveying, a form of tool that is customized for that institution to ask you how well you like their service or their good. So I take a position that is going to jump up exponentially to correspond, if you're looking at relationships, almost like direct correlation of the number of users of the internet and the number of these surveys that we're going to be taking on through using digital tools.
Okay, what program is that?
For me, the Professor Eze Emmanuel, sorry, I muted you. So that's my contribution. And you know, we're going to have, after module 11, there's a module 12. Professor Desmond Meturari may be asking, hey, why did we put module 11 first for module 12? I was using a technique to let you develop these people, because I have my own, I teach advanced statistics, I teach advanced research methods, I teach all these tools. So, but I wanted Professor Meturari to prepare our participants so that I will spend less time on the use of these tools for data gathering. Thank you, Professor Muniolu Alani. Back to you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. We've had contributions from.
Hello, Professor Lani, please.
Are you back?
Yes.
Okay, maybe we give you 5 minutes because you had.
Exactly. That's all we're going to give it. That's all we're going to give it.
Yes. Okay, so you can just speak 5 minutes. If you can just speak to the remaining part of your lecture, and then we can give room to the plenary discussions. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I've been asked to speak on the title, leveraging. Please, can you see my screen, please?
Yes, we can.
Okay,
Yes, we can.
speak on
Yes, we can
leveraging
see the screen.
survey futures and secure cloud data management. Dr. Ibrahim has laid a foundation on what I'm going to be speaking on. So the outline of my presentation is as shown from advanced survey futures to my closing remarks.
Sorry, please, Professor Olaniyi, can't you tell our colleague to put this thing on slideshow?
Okay.
No, it's a standard thing.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So this is can you see my screen, sir?
Yes, go on, we can see.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so table of contents from user surveys, methodology to closing remarks. User surveys are essential to user-centered research. And when personalized, they can adapt to respondents' profiles, experiences, and not only that, they can improve reliability and quality of response. So it is fundamental to understand the research practices, needs, and interests in a data-driven survey systems. User-centered research embedded fields are related to IT, and it is important that we understand how and why users perceive and interact with these technologies. When a rich and reliable survey are collected, it is easier to provide meaningful insights to such data. So we have different types of survey methodologies from Qualtrics, SurveyMonkey, Lime Survey, and Google Forms. When properly designed, they could help to design complex questionnaires. They could be deployed to collect and analyze responses. Because of my time, I will quickly look at some of the empirical studies that have talked about these survey platforms and how they are being used according to what authors in Venneco et al. 2024 reported, that Qualtrics have been used up to 82.7%, while Microsoft Forms form part of the list, 3.8%, up to other homemade their own systems. And there are other works that have been also reported who have used Fitbit API to implement ad hoc data. The authors in Bellon and Menonco developed what we call data-driven survey systems. The link to that video is here because of that time. For those who are interested, it shows how these online platforms can be used to collect interactive data from the user. You can see the respondents from number one here, then the researcher using the front end systems like Python and Flask, and for the back end and the front end JavaScripts. They can make it so interactive from A to E to collect data from the users. What are the technical features in modern surveys? Of course, technical features are automated data validations, API integrations, and of course, when that data will be stored, need to be secure using appropriate encryption techniques. Of course, in generating the insights, the dashboard for visualizations are some of the technical features that are now in modern surveys. AI has actually had significant impacts on how data are collected. According to the survey of McKinsey, State of AI 2025, up to 50 to 72% AIs actually have significant impact on how data has been collected within the last 2 years. And the survey has also been integrated with AI technologies such like machine learning and predictive analytics. The goal is to accelerate time to insight while maintaining provable data security and compliance. So the key insight into this is that when AI is combined into data collection, our organization can have up to triple faster time to insight, and of course, they can improve their 45. They can improve up to 45% of the data quality. The source of that information can be seen in McKinsey State of AI 2025 cloud report. In terms of advanced survey features, what matters in terms of AI power capabilities are integration of survey, automated survey, detection of sentiments, and of course, time clustering, and of course, response quality verification. In terms of channels, email, SMS, in-app, and QR codes have been used. So the key platforms that have actually made key use of AI are Qualtrics, Typeform, SurveyMonkey, Mendeley, and Zoka feedback. So the key insight in this from this diagram is that AI and logic input through distribution channels to analytics can help to create end-to-end intelligent pipeline for faster and more accurate insights. So in terms of AI power intelligence, the key capabilities are number one, natural language processing, sentiment analysis, detection of emotion, satisfaction from intent. You can also have topic modeling, predictive analysis, and of course, AI-generated insights. So what we're trying to say here is that an organization that tries to integrate AI can have up to 72% increase, while future parity can have up to 95%. In terms of return on investment, with the usage of SurveyMonkey, in terms of return on investment, according to the report of that McKinsey State organization that use SurveyMonkey, have faster reports, have faster return on investment compared to those who use Qualtrics platform. So, for instance, for the conditional, for the branching logic, for example, let's have a scenario if the respondent owns product X to display ownership block. The diagram here shows that do you own a product? If the answer is yes, of course, we could have user frequency satisfaction rate. Then with the usage of this branching logic conditional display, if the respondents click yes, can show block. If no, the block can be skipped. So the pro tip here is that we should allow name to show on the block descriptively, and of course, test in preview mode. We can also have multi-channel evolution strategy. When we use multi-channel, we have an opportunity to get more data from the respondents. The idea here is that to choose channels by audience. We need to choose the platform to use based on the audience. Of course, the best practice is to, of course, use double opt-in, use sender opt-in or reputation management. And of course, the personalized strategies can be by embedding for attribution, custom paths, and dynamic content. So the implementation tip here is that when two channels are used, for example, when an in-app or SMS is being used, then the organization have up to 24% higher response rates compared to using only one. As you can see, the QR code is at around 30%, while web is around 40%. But when an in-app, that is, when that platform is integrated in an application, we have an opportunity to get more data from the user. Then another thing is advanced question samples and techniques. These are possible questions that can be used: A/B testing, implicit assumption tests, and of course, machine learning adaptive paths. So by comparing different question techniques, organization using advanced question techniques can report up to 42% higher response quality, and of course, get at 7% greater actionability of insight compared to traditional basic survey methods. For the second part, the cloud data management, the fundamental is such that the pipeline for the collection of
Professor
data.
Lani, are you taking the time or you have stopped the time? Professor Lani is spent almost like
you
6
need
minutes.
you need to round up now.
Yeah,
Okay.
30 seconds.
So, okay, thank you so much. So the key idea about, okay, these are the threat and the landscape. The best practice for the cloud is that, of course, we use shared responsibility model, let data be secure where it is by implementing least privilege, encryption standards, then using relevant compliance standards, GDPR, ISO 2701, and SOSU. So the cloud, there should be shared responsibility model. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Olayemi Mikhail Olani, for the incisive lecture. Thank you. And so it's time for us to go to the plenary discussion session. And because we have a variation of presentations, we're going to be asking questions, and the chairman is going to be guiding us through. Take note that you can ask questions also on the future of digital survey, considering technology advancement, for instance, cloud computing, the implication in terms of cost, in terms of security, in terms of server capacity. So, Chairman, sir, you have the floor to guide us through.
Thank you very much, Ma. We have our standing rule. One is that you need to put on your video before you can be called. And then the second also is that you must mention your name and your institution before you ask your question. Please, I will want us to keep to those rules. So on that basis, we take the first 5, but we have 2 hands up now. One is on video, the other one is not. So I will call on Professor Jonathan Shetimi, Professor Omokwa Adeleye. I have admin here, so the name is not there. So please, you need to change that. So, but we can still take you, even though you have admin.
No, sir, we can't take him. Oh, no. It's bad. Okay. It will be bad president if we take him.
Sir.
Yeah, because all the others, GP, all of that.
So no, please change the name from admin, so we know who is actually asking the question. And then the next will be Professor Abraham David Moore. I can't get the full name. And then the last of the Moraki. So the last will be, on this first set of 5, will be Professor Ben Onoja. So we start with Professor Shetimi. Professor Shetimi, please, you have 1 minute.
Thank you very much, sir. My name is Professor Jonathan Shetimi from Delta State University, Abraka. My issue here is with all this smart collection of data, how do we deal with the issue of ethical algorithmic bias? Because we need to optimize collection, but we also need to look at how the system can consider inclusiveness, and also how these sampling techniques that we're now using talks about ethics.
Okay, so thank you very much. So it's noted. We move on to Professor Omokwa Adeleye.
Thank you very much. I am Omokwa Adeleye, as introduced. I'm from University of Benin, Department of Public Health and Community Medicine. I teach statistics and research methods. Also, I teach ethics. The key concerns for us to, first of all, recognize that inclusivity is a very strong social index. And we must always take into consideration the fact that as technology moves in one dimension, it should also parallel the growth in social development, economic development, community development. All of this should go on hand in hand, and our policymakers should be carried along in this regard. Otherwise, we will see a situation where there'll be a deepening divide between the underdeveloped countries and communities and the more developed ones. Whereas where we need more deployment of resources to reduce differences or inequity.
Thank you very much, sir.
To reduce.
Thank you very much, sir. The point is well noted, very well noted. So we move on to Professor Abraham David.
All right.
Abraham
David Morakinyo from Modibo Adama University, Yola. I have followed the two lectures, even though because of the heat, we couldn't get all that the two speakers were saying. Mine is a suggestion. Some of us are actually learning from the discussion why they share their screen, even though we are going to get whatever they share, but the discussion.
Sorry, your
is
question, please. Your question or comment, please go because of
my comment is that sometimes when we have pitches, we can just add some time for the benefit of those of us who are learning afresh. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So, Professor Ben Onoja.
Okay, thank you, sir. I'm Dr. Ben Onoja. I'm still aspiring to be a professor.
Good afternoon.
So I'm from Joseph Sawantaka University, Makurdi, Benue State. I'm from the Department of Veterinary Anatomy. So my question is to Professor Mikai, as concerning AI being at 95% parity in the future, what is the strategic plan of Nigeria to attain that 95% parity? Thank you.
Sorry, what do you mean by 95% parity?
Yeah, he mentioned that currently there will be 72% AI usage, while in the future it will become 95% parity. So,
okay, all right, yeah. Okay. Thank you. So we've taken the first 5. So I think maybe we answer those questions first, and then we take the next 5. But be reminded that without your video, we're not going to call you. So if you want to be called to ask your question or comment, then you need to put on your video. So I don't know who will go first. Professor Olani, you want to take the questions?
Okay, thank you so much, sir. I want to start from what the last speaker asked about the claim of 95% feature parity I was talking about on the AI power survey intelligence. There is what I was reporting there is that in the report given by in that metrics, in the report given, there was actually a comparison of how SurveyMonkey claims was made with Cockatrix in terms of feature parity. That 95% of those who actually use SurveyMonkey have used SurveyMonkey compared to Cockatrix. That's what I was talking about in terms of that particular feature parity. And AI, when AI was used, 72% organization now use AI broadly across all functions. And what are these functions? Those are the functions I mentioned in that slide. NLP, sentiment analysis, topic modeling, predictive analysis, and AI generated insight. So what I'm saying in a sense is that there is key shift from report generation to automated decision insights when all these capabilities, when AI capabilities are used in survey intelligence. That's what I'm talking about in that aspect. Thank you. I think the other speaker talked about inclusivity to handle the issue of ethical concern. Of course, when we are using all this platform to capture data. Of course, we need to consider not just the of the respondents need to also be considered. So that's my own side of the coin. I don't know whether any respected colleagues have another side to that coin.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Ibrahim Abdullahi. Can we have your response?
Thank you so much, my chairman, Professor Itope. So first of all, I would like to talk about when somebody talked about biases. My interest is smart data collection. At a point is the smartest, we can say smartest country, as they operate with so many smart gadgets and so many IoT devices. So the first way that, or the first suggestion we have to manage all of this is, number one, capacity building. If we have our own AI, is developed by our own self, bearing our own name as Nigerians, with all of our peculiar variables, definitely the AI will speak to us in our own language. And that also push us to what we call the build-up. We need to build ours. There must be ownership, because you cannot pick, with all due respect to my brothers in Asia, pick a model from Asia that have tilted eye dimension, or if I will use my mathematics, eye circumference or eye radius, then it will be telling you that somebody is sleeping when it's not sleeping. And these are the kind of biases that we need to throw off. If there are ours, definitely they will be. Then the second one is, timing for learners. We will share most of the materials, and definitely I know you're going to catch up. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much. So we can take, I think we should still be able to take some 3 more questions. But before then, let me quickly say that, yes, sir, that Professor Rufai Ewa mentioned the issue of chi-square, which was developed by Professor Israel Agaku. I want to say that that will be discussed, and then we'll see what can be done about that, because Dr. Israel Agaku is actually a Nigerian. In fact, he read dentistry at the University of Ibadan before he moved on to the United States, and he's actually worked with quite a number of people in Nigeria to develop that. So it was actually developed in Nigeria. So I want to call the next 3. Professor Haruna Yahya Abdullahi, Professor Idris Onosanya, and then Dr. Winifred Kanu. Those will be the last 3. Professor Abdullahi, please. Very quickly, 1 minute, because we are running out of time.
Thank you, sir, for that.
Okay, we move on.
My name is Haruna Yahya Abdullahi from Capital City University. I want to make my inquiry about the sampling techniques discussed in the presentation. Sir, if I want to use a stratified or systematic sampling technique in my digital survey, how am I going to ensure the effective
Sorry, your network seems to be challenging.
Well, that's a great question. Great question. Professor Ibrahim Abdullahi will agree with that. That's a great question. But we don't have time, though.
So, okay, we move on to Professor Onosanya, please. Quickly.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Onosanya Idris from Yusuf Maitama Sule Federal University of Education, Kano State. My question will be double barrel. I'm sorry for that.
Oh, please, one question. Brief. We are short of time, please.
Thank you.
Just one question.
I will leave the first one. The second one will be, I would direct this to Professor Meiturare. We are no longer seeing our scores regarding discussions and all that. And
sorry, this is outside what we are. Sorry, this is outside what we are discussing here now. So please, so that can be to the technical officers, and then it will be solved. So
no, not to technical officers, but to Professor Meiturare.
So Professor,
he cannot write to technical officers. You have to be our guy is Professor Meiturare, not to technical officers.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Professor Kanu, please. The last question. We can't hear you. Sorry, we can't hear you. Okay.
I'm Dr. Winifred Kano from Imo State University. My question is this. I specialize in rural sociology, and while we collect data from rural people with face-to-face questionnaire is usually difficult. And now we're moving on to digital technology. How do we accommodate these people, considering their level of literacy and then their resource constraints?
Thank you. We already that. So can we? Very good question, sir. So can we have the responses from Dr. Abdullahi and then Professor Olani? Quickly, please.
All right, thank you so much. And these are very interesting questions. And in fact, it made my day. The first one is digital identity and digital footprint. If you have a valid identity digital space, even the tool will correct and also control the person filling the questionnaire. A most popular one is institutional email. And if you have put control that people that are not registered within a certain category, then you have already shot those people that you don't want their data to come into what you have. And I'm very sure when it's time for Professor Bukola to deal with more, he will elaborate more. And for the rural dwellers, I must say also my grandma is a very rural Fulani woman. So the statistics there is also very simple. We have different forms of data collection. We have
sorry, sir. We are running terribly short of time. In big day, we don't go beyond the normal time. So maybe, yeah. So maybe we ask Professor. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So maybe we ask Professor Olani. So just to round up before.
I had issue with my network. I didn't get the question. I think the question is about stratified sampling to Dr. Ibrahim. Is there anything related to my presentation?
Okay, so then we can so we can leave that, sir. So I will now want to hand over to our Deputy Facilitator General Admin, Professor Monioluwa Olani.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, our able lecturers and distinguished participants. It's my pleasure now to ask the facilitator of Module 11, Professor Nasiru Meitura, to give us his closing remarks and announcements. May I suggest, if it's possible, maybe we can request these lecturers to do a 20-minute video of their presentations because of the challenges that we had today. And they can also integrate answers, feedback to some of the questions. It's only a suggestion, sir. Over to you.
Thank you very much, our distinguished DFG admin, Professor Monioluwa Olani.
Thank you, man. That's good.
No doubt it has been a very, it's great session. And I would like to, on behalf of the Facilitator General, Professor Emeritus Peter Okibokola OFR, thank our distinguished speakers most sincerely. We know because of the challenges of our network, they've not been able to, share most of what they have. But definitely the slides, they've already sent the slides. We'll share the slides. Like you also rightly, suggested, we'll request them, to go the extra mile and do a video that we will also share to our participants. So we would like to once again thank everyone, for finding time, to give, on this session. With respect to the, issue of, of results. Now, let me simply say that we will be, sending communication, to participants. So we thank you very much, for your patience on some of the challenges, that we have been experienced as a result of, a number of technical issues. So thank you very much. I'm sure my distinguished Facilitator General, will handle the rest aspects. Thank you once again, and God bless.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you so very much. Our facilitator for Module 11, Vice Chancellor Emeritus, exactly 3 o'clock. And it's my pleasure on behalf of everybody, the Vigbe family, to declare this very exciting Monday lectures closed. I must tell you that Professor Ibrahim Abdullahi, your diction, your diction is awesome. I thoroughly enjoyed your presentation. I enjoyed that of Professor Olayemi. Olaniyi. I really am blessed today, really blessed. And I've learned quite a lot. Can you still hear me? Looks as if my network.
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Yes, oh, yeah. So this is awesome. This is awesome. But something I must advise. And that advice is that, we are bringing in these experts. Now, these experts are coming in from a lens of the expert. In the group that we have here, about 5,000, maybe 1 million participants. It's a broad spectrum from those that are like zero in terms of the vocabulary. We can hear you, way to 10. Okay, that's fine. So I was talking about the broad spectrum of participants. So that's fine. The broad spectrum of participants. Yes. So I would like to encourage from now on our speakers, our experts in the Monday lectures to avoid the technical jargons that will be above the heads of participants. We are quite, so broadband. And look, I prefer to attend a lecture for 20 minutes. And that person, the lecturer, is only taking just one point that is simplified for us, that broad spectrum of participants, rather than have 20 topics or subtopics that will be high-funded, in quotes. But today, we really enjoy ourselves, and I'd like to thank you again and bring this session to a close. Thank you, and God bless.